Yo, it's Zay Rocket back with another video, man. As y'all can see, this is gonna be episode 2 of this series of me reacting to TyKwonDoe, the meme you can see on the screen right here. The first video I was made, like, I ended up cutting short. I don't even remember why, but I'm gonna finish the same video that I already started. It's only 11 more minutes for me. I'm trying to be more concise when I'm making these videos, shorter videos starting out. Just cause I feel like it's the smart thing to do. Feel me? Work smarter, not harder. So yeah, we're gonna get straight into the video though. Yeah, as I can see by the title, from overthinking to decisive action, take your power back. I'm picking up right where I left off. So let's get into it.
The reason being, when we try hard, when we go for this extra effort, when we overthink, it tenses up our body. Remember that sensation of anxiety? There's a physical tenseness we get with that. Our heart rate speeds up. Our mind is all over the place. So as this physical sensation is being triggered, our bodies get more tense. And the more tense we are, the more stiff we are, the slower we are. When we are in a place of relaxation, in control, when we are calm, when our breathing is deep and of the diaphragm.
Now that's so true, because it's like the mind and the body is connected. So it's like when you're going through certain things mentally, whether it be anxiety, fear. Anxiety, I feel like, stems from fear. But if you, like, any type of fear, paranoia, anxiety, whatever the case may be, your body is literally your body goes into a certain state based on what you're going through mentally. Like, it's so connected.
In the lower parts of our lungs. This is when we are in a place of at our best, our highest performance, our quickest, our
facts. That's why it's like, the people who know how to stay calm under pressure, those are the best athletes. Those are the best, just the best performers. And it could be in anything, but just for sports specifically, like the players who know how to stay calm, they perform the best. Facts.
Sharpest. Because just like with the picture little baby, there's information you have stored, there's experiences you have stored that you cannot think faster than. It's already there. And in the book, The Inner Game of Tennis, is separated this in the form of self one versus self two. Self one is that judgmental, that critical, that thinking, that wordy brain, that wordy version of ourselves. And self two is the natural learner. It's the intuition, it's the instinct.
It's crazy too, because for myself personally, when I'm I noticed that when I'm happy and I'm in flow state, it's so much easier to learn things. Like, when I'm in flow state, I could recall that information so much better and pay attention and focus more on all that type of stuff, versus when I'm not feeling good, when I'm feeling down, uninspired, whatever the case may be. When I'm feeling in lower vibrations, it's so much more harder to recall that information, or just to learn in general.
And if you watch my last video, right, where I talked about the idea of an intuitive thought, a thought that comes from all our gathered knowledge, our deep foundation of ourselves, versus an intrusive thought, and a thought that comes from insecurity, a thought that comes from fear, a thought that comes from doubt, overthinking, and uncertainty.
Nah, yeah, intrusive thoughts, that shit ain't no joke, man. Trust me, I know. But I feel like the best way to overcome intrusive thoughts is really just to be gentle in your own mind. Like, guide your thoughts to where you want them to be. Don't try to force it, because when you try to force it, it don't work. From personal experience, you know what I'm saying? You gotta gently, you know what I'm saying, guide your mind where you want it to go. And it takes time, you know what I'm saying? It happens over time. It's, for most people, it's not just a snap of the finger, and it's no, you know what I'm saying? It takes time, but it's definitely possible to go from somebody who, you know what I'm saying, is anybody could get through anything, is what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you are in your life, if you're going through any type of whatever it may be, and it's something you like, just know you could get through it, is the point.
The difference between those two thoughts also go within this inner confidence I'm talking about, this spirit mind. This is why I love what books I'm reading are aligned. And I can link these books below. I can put them in the comments, and I can pin it for y'all. I want to point this out though. If you're listening to my explanation, everything I'm saying is making sense, you're following me so far, the next part I want to move into It's how we get into the spirit mind, how we move our ego mind away from what it's bad at, really talented at, but bad at. It doesn't help us in any way, shape, or form. And move into our body, back into our bodies, move into the present, and tap into that instinct and potential that we have naturally. That's already there. Remember,
Nah, yeah, that's a fact. It's like the best part of us, the best part of ourselves really be the natural part. Literally. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, simply that. Word.
overthinking is underperforming. There's a direct connection between trying harder and performing worse. So what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to navigate? Point out this. First of all, you draw the line in the sand that there's no in between of being in control and no in between of being out of control. You're either in control or you're out of control. Now, it doesn't mean...
I do want to say, I don't know what he's about to get into. I don't know what else he's about to say as far as his further explanation. But I will say it's positives to both as far as being in control or being out of control. A lot of people view being out of control as a negative thing. And bro, like, it's really not from this perspective. Because it's like, at the end of the day, there's so much things that are out of control anyways. We have the things we're in control of, that we're capable of being in control of, and there's the things that we cannot control. I cannot make a choice for the next person. They have to do that. I cannot, just simply that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can only make our own choices. So it's like, I'm just saying that to say that a lot of people view being out of control, like, people, that's where a lot of people's fear stems from and stuff like that, just the fear of not having control. But I just want y'all to know that it's literally okay to be out of control when it comes to certain things, you know. But it's the other side of that too, because it's like, you gotta really be just wise with the things that you do have control over, just as far as your thoughts, your actions, your words. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to make wise and informed decisions as far as the things that are in your control.
Of all the conditions around you, it doesn't mean I'm gonna control what this person is gonna do and that person is gonna do, and I can foresee every event. I got a crystal ball. I'm just gonna predict how it goes perfectly. It doesn't mean that. What it simply means is, as you go about your choices and as you go about what you focus on consciously and what you pay attention to and you remind yourself of, are you in control of that? There's a couple words and phrases that help me and remind me of this. One phrase being, I got it. Try to overthink and say those 3 words. Try to overthink, try hard, work hard, and panic while repeating to yourself with a deep breath, I got it. The two don't exist. The belief in the...
Now, y'all see what he's getting? I feel like what he's getting at right now is that, like, mentally, it's either one or the other as far as... I kind of lost my train of thought. Fuck.
The core and the power of the word choice. And I got it is completely different from...
Okay, that's what it was. It's like when you say I got it, it puts you in a state of not overthinking versus if you're thinking like, for example, another, like, beside, like, I don't got it. You know what I'm saying? If you're thinking I got it, it's going to put you in a certain state of mind. If you're thinking I can't do this, I don't got this, it's going to put you in a different state of mind. I feel like what he's talking about right now, you can never be both at the same time. It's either you got it and you can't do this, or you don't got it and you can't do it. And it's all in the mind. At the end of the day, it's what you think, and what you think your reality will reflect that.
An overthinking mood, the power and the energy behind overthinking and insecurity and doubt and anxiety, the energies are totally separate. Other than I got it is things like you got it. You can even separate the entity in your head of yourself and just remind yourself that you are the observer, you are the awareness, not the human being itself, but the experiencer. You remind yourself of these things. I got it, you got it. And then another 2 words I love, so what? Oh, you know, damn, what if this fuck up and then that happens to my career and so what?
Nah, that's powerful. I ain't gonna lie. It definitely
Try to
is.
panic and say so what, and I got it.
Nah, that's powerful, especially the so what, because it's like a lot of times in certain situations when we want to do certain things and we keep making all these different mental excuses or just excuses in general, it's like, so what? You feel what I'm saying? It's like the so what? It's like all the excuses you may be creating in your head, it's like, so what? You could, like, I could do this anyway. What if this, and that happens? So what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I resonate with that. I feel like that's powerful.
Deep breaths and just sitting on the and focusing on the expression of those words, the truth that lies in those words. Cause so what? If it kills you, let that be. You know, if that's literally the worst case of your scenario, like you literally die, like that's your so what. Then holy shit, I don't know who you need to talk to, what kind of situation you had. You know what I'm saying? I love you. I hope the best for you. But no, I took some left though. Like, at least you have yourself. At least you're standing firm on the sincerity of reminding yourself that you are in your body. You are there for yourself. You will be there.
Right.
What doesn't kill you make you stronger. You have to remind yourself of these things by not overthinking. Though it has to be simple. Remember, the spirit mind is simple. Works in images. We did before we knew how to speak a language. We knew how to just. Our eyes came before our language. What we can see, what we can learn. We are very, very herd-like creatures. When we watch somebody do things, a lot of times when somebody has a talent or a skill, they sometimes say, I don't know how to explain it. I can't put it in words, because they literally can't. The best thing they can do is do it, because experience is the best teacher.
Yo, it's crazy you said that. Experience is the best teacher. I say experience is the greatest teacher. I've been saying that for a long time now. Just cause I realized how true it is. And it's so true because it's like, bro, I just seen my birth time on the camera, but whatever, it's so true because it's like, bro, anybody in this world could tell you anything, but until your experience shows you that, until your experience confirms that, or whatever the case may be, you will never really know. You could take somebody's word for it, but or you could listen to, like, for example, if you're listening to somebody talk about something you've never been through, you only gonna be able to relate to that person to a certain extent and nothing more, because you don't know what it's actually like to be in that person's shoes or go through those experiences. So I be saying that all the time. I think I was gonna say something else, but I don't know, that just took over because I'm about to get that tatted. I ain't gonna lie. The experience is the greatest teacher. That's one of my next. I got one tat so far. Where my shit at? For me, I'm not about to do the most to show y'all, but it's a lotus flower and a butterfly on top of the lotus flower. But yeah, experience is the greatest teacher. I was about to oh yeah, he was talking about how some people can't explain how they could do certain things. They just, through action, they could do it. I don't know why what just popped into my mind was just that everybody has different learning, different ways of learning. For me, I realized my best way of learning is literally to have another person to like study with me at the same time, or even if not that, somebody who already knows the information, and to literally conversate about it and go back and forth with another human being. Like, I could learn from reading too, but I just feel like I personally learn fastest when either somebody already knows the information I'm looking to learn, and I just could pick their brain and conversate and go back and forth with them, or if me and another person are both learning new information at the same time, so we could, you know what I'm saying, so we could learn together and conversate that way. Like, those are, I realized for me, like, at this point in my life at least, like, that's the ways I really learn best.
That will be my last and third and final point. If number one is separating the ego mind versus the spirit mind, number two being the words you want to remind yourself of and the focus point you want to put it on, and reminding yourself to go into your trust of yourself, being as number two, my third one will finally be experience is the best teacher. This is something I constantly remind myself of. Now that I became aware of how natural and instinctual our bodies are, of how when we watch somebody do something, when we watch somebody say something over and over and over, we pick it up without even knowing it. It might even pop up in our dreams. This is why.
Nah, it's crazy because I feel like I feel like I was born in spirit to be a very spiritual person, but I definitely know, like, even on my social media algorithms, a lot of it, majority of it, is like positive affirmations, spiritual type content, just stuff like that. So it's like every time I hear it, it's just downloading more and more of that type of information into my subconscious mind, to the point where my conscious mind is, I'm at the point now it just revolves around that. Like, it's just, my mind is fully constructed. I go through negative emotions and have negative thoughts often on an even day-to-day basis even, but I always use it. I always make sure I'm learning from it, and I use it in a constructive way, no matter how bad I feel emotionally or how intrusive my thoughts may be or all of that type of stuff. I, like, deep down inside, I have a strong sense of just security, as far as like knowing that everything is always gonna work out and everything happens for a good reason. Like, the greater good really is the reality, for real, which all that really means is that the good outweighs the bad. So it be shit like that too, that I just always remind myself of those type of things, and that's just where my mind be at.
Idea of, like, you watch a scary movie and then you have a nightmare. You're not trying to remember that. You're not trying to take that into your sleep or with you the next day. It follows you, comes with you. And that's just an example of a reminder. I'll give you an example that was used in Atomic Habits. And I love this example because it shows that experience is the best teacher, and what difference does it make? You had two groups of two classrooms over a course of a semester, which is like maybe 3 or 4 months. So both of these classes, right? Both of these students, these groups of students, had two different teaching styles. One group of students had a project every week. Every week they had an art project or a photography project, I believe. They had to, like, take a picture and edit it, or some type of creative work, right? The second group of students had one project for the entire 3 months. One project that they had to do from beginning to end. One.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my prediction right now. The group that had to do a project every single week learned way better than the group that only had one project. That's my prediction. Lock me in with that.
So by the end of the 3 months, they just had to turn that one project in. Now, on the surface, most people would think that the group who had 3 months to do it would have turned out with the better work. You had 3 months to perfect it. You had 3 months to review it, analyze it, get it done. You had 3 months to perfect what you had to work on. But at the end of it, the group that did better was the group that had a project every week.
I told you.
They got to work on their flow.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like, to me it just made sense, because, bro, it's like, it just made sense to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, it's every week they got to figure something out, learn something new. You know, the artist who has 200 songs is most likely better than the artist who has 2, because of the experience of creating, the experience of writing, the experience of figuring things out and adapting over time. I gotta get back in the studio, it's something man. We can't even understand about ourselves. We learn things and know things all the time. We learn behaviors, information, and all types of information that we pick up without even trying. That is the instinct of our natural learning. That is the version of us that is within self too, the spirit, mind, the body. The mind of the body, or I like to call it, or different names, like the mind's eye. It works like the mind's eye to me, because to me it's very spiritual. It doesn't work off words. It's very visual. It's very, I see it this way, and I'm trusting into that image and letting things happen. The ego mind tries to make things happen. It tries to force things. It works based on feeling like being in control by constantly analyzing, reflecting, and nitpicking and such things.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to realize that you're not perfect. Like, from personal experience, that shit liberated me so much, just being like, I don't have to have everything all figured out. I could have my moments where I'm angry or frustrated or whatever the case may be, and just knowing that that's truly okay. Like, I don't have to always be positive to the best of my ability, of course. Constructive always, of course. But I don't, and when I say I don't have to always be positive, all I'm really saying is, like, I don't always have to say positive things or point out positive things. Like, I can talk about negative emotions and situations and thoughts in a constructive way, which ultimately makes it positive anyway. I'm about to rewind this real quick because there was something. Oh yeah, force. I feel like a big part of what he's talking about right now, too, it's just the fact that like the ego mind, like from the way he's explaining it, tries to force things, and that's one thing I realized within probably this past year or 2 years. Now it's been a while, but like I just came to a firm realization that to just never force anything, relationships, uh anything. Like literally, I feel like the main thing for me, it's a lot of different things when it comes to that. But to get straight, to be concise, uh, you don't ever want to force anything. You want to let things happen as naturally as you possibly can. For real, for real.
Things. It's the example of self one versus self two is almost like a parenting style. The parent who sits back and lets their child fall and hurt their knee is going to be that child is going to be 10 times better off, because that child will learn way better. And another example I love with this is, I always say, you can tell a child a million things, right? Like, that stove is hot, don't touch it. But that child, next thing you know, you walk away, that child, all you're gonna hear is, ah, because they just touched the fucking stove. Because that's the courage to perform, the courage to learn that we have naturally in us as a baby. And it's like beaten out of us to experiment. It's beaten out of us to experience, to learn through experience. Because we know naturally as we are born, experience is the best teacher. And even if we could take someone else's words and advice,
I can't wait to get that tatted.
believe something after we test it out, after we experience it. So that's the message.
I got a couple, I got a few tattoo ideas, but I ain't gonna get too much into that, for me.
I wanted to leave with this video, and you know, it changed a lot about me. I'm gonna give you like a couple practical examples. Now, at anything I do, it could be going to the gym, it could be playing a game, it could be editing, it could be creating. Repetition, I look more towards experience and repetition more than anything. I don't look towards, I'm gonna figure out that perfect thumbnail, I'm gonna figure out that perfect title, I'm gonna figure out that perfect video or whatever. This video, I even had to tell myself, just press record and let it come out. Let the explanation come out.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way, man. No funny when it comes to that specifically, just cause I spoke on this before, but I'm just the type of person, like, I don't even know what I'm gonna say most of the time. Like, when I make any type of videos, or even when I react, when I'm around people in real life, it's just like I go with the flow, and then when it's time, if I feel the need to say something, it really just like it just flow, bro. Like, I don't think about it, like, especially with like YouTube videos, stuff like that, bro. It's like I be posting positive messages on TikTok every day. It's like sometimes I literally just have to press record and let it flow. Like, sometimes, like, and that's how it be most of the time, but it's like sometimes I have more inspiration, so the flow come easier. Sometimes I'm not inspired, but just starting will give me the inspiration after I start. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to not always necessarily wait for inspiration to start something. You could start and then the inspiration will come after, type shit. So
Let it go. I got it. You practice it in anything you do. There's that urgency and that trust of do it now and I got it. There's so many things we know instinctually. I'll leave it with this, because I was on a call with a guy on Patreon, and I also noticed the spirit mind when I said, listen, realize how much you know without even trying. Because, you know, most of the time I'll be coaching guys on dating advice and stuff. So I'm like, you can see a woman and know you automatically are attracted to her or want to speak to her without even saying it out loud. You look and see and you know, right? Then you second guess. Then you doubt. Then you overthink. These are secondary things. They are not instinct. They're not the first thought. Our first thought is not, we can't get her, she's out of our league. That comes up after we see her and realize that we want to talk to her and like her, and then we talk ourselves out of it. Had we acted on our instinct, we might have got her. Shit, you already don't have her. She already not in your life. Well, you can always. I saw a clip, is the boy Michi, a YouTuber, that being with Prime Time and stuff. He said, you already don't got her. You can go back to that.
Listen, you miss 100% of shots you don't take. Listen, you already don't got her. Right. You already didn't hit. Right. You already don't got her number. Right. So,
no, that's a fact though. It's like at a certain point you gotta realize, like, bro, it's nothing to lose. And also, rejection is protection. If you being rejected by a girl at any given time or whatever the case may be, that's really the universe protecting you. That means you're not supposed to be with, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not supposed to be in each other's life, period. That girl might be crazy and you don't even know. It's really the universe protecting you most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Just go based on vibes. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So
Who gives a fuck? Okay,
We can lean more into our trust and that inner confidence that we have when we don't overthink. And we trust our performance. We trust our ability to learn from experience. We trust ourselves too. We trust our natural instincts. That's the question I'm gonna leave out of this video. Why do we overthink? Why do we have these big ass heads and these big ass brains if they work against us in so many ways? I don't know, maybe a topic for another video. I love y'all. Those are to the moon, to Saturn, and we live in the solar system. The limits don't even know we exist. You did. Imagine being able to build.
alright, cool. We finished with the reaction. I'm gonna just wrap up the video. That's a great question, man. Why do we overthink? You know what I'm saying? Why are we have all this intelligence, but a lot of times it just turns against us? I just answer that question from my current perspective, and then I wrap up the video. I think that happens because I just think it's part of like the process of like evolution, like the evolution of humanity type shit. Is like we gotta be stupid before we could be smart type shit. So I feel like that's that. But yeah, shit. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. Like, comment, share. Shit, comment your answer to that question. Why you think we overthink so much as human beings? Comment that for me. But yeah, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. We gonna, you know what I'm saying, keep taking it one day at a time. I hope y'all taking care of yourselves and all that type of shit. Peace, love.